But
yearbook on the way. Yearbook on the way.
yearbook is
Yearbook
on the
is
way,
ready.
completing everything right now.
Yeah,
Look,
literally
this is
right now.
straight up from our website, right?
What did we say? Because you know I don't be checking.
This is what we said. Dr. Dre put it out there like, look, who wants it with Eminem in a versus? Which to me, that sounds like a call to action. Whatever. I guess he's trying to put Eminem's name in the pool. And Swiss Beat says, Busta, let's go. Listen, this is how I take this. You want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
No, I want you to go first.
Okay. When Dr. Dre puts the call out there, I mean, sounds like this is what it is. And I think that for people to be interested to the level that we need or is needed to be interested, it would take Dr. Dre to call for an Eminem versus. And for Swiss Beats to respond, Busta, sounds like this is something that's in the works. Not to mention that it's coming so close to the Super Bowl halftime show. I think it works all around for everyone on paper. We're going to get to the actual songs and stuff, but I mean, just reading people's comments, man, about this matchup, a lot of the people don't want to see Eminem in a versus. And I don't mean it in a good way. A lot of people saying, I'm not interested. Also, I found it interesting too, the clip that Dr. Dre played, which was it's one of those challenges where Eminem was rapping fast.
People are making a bunch of comments, Mike. I can usually never hear it pop, and I can hear poop, 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 poop.
Yeah, we're gonna get to the comments, but Eminem was rapping fast in the clip that Dr. Dre posted. Who raps fast? Busta. I think this is set in motion, and like you said, both have aftermath relationships.
Yes.
I think that this is the safest way to do it without making it official, just to check the temperature and see if this is what people want to see. I don't really think this is what people want to see. 131 Moon Noel says, I don't want to see Eminem in the verses. These are live comments here.
Mm-hmm.
Kenya David said, I like to see him in a verses so he can get exposed. Listen, that's what I said. I want to see it happen.
Okay.
And I want to see it happen with Busta.
Okay.
Because I was sitting there listening to like Put Your Hands on My Eyes Can See and Flavor in Your Ear. I'm like, what's Eminem gonna play after this? Like,
So that's the thing that makes Busta so dangerous, and it's not just against Eminem; it's against everybody. He's got scene-stealing charisma, personality, flow, guest appearances, and records to match. Like he has all of those things. So he's a problem for anybody. He's not
this is
just a
the
problem.
thing though, Coop.
Like let's not talk about Busta like Busta just a problem for him. Busta a problem for anybody on the other side of the stage that night, unless somebody got 20 Dr. Dre beats like Snoop Dogg did.
All right. Let me rewind because they've been pumping, and I agree with this because I said this like a year or so ago. But they've spent a year pumping Busta up to the point like nobody can beat Busta. Like what Fat Joe was saying, like everybody's scared of Busta, blah blah blah. So they pump him up to this point. So now Marshall swoops in. You know what I mean? No, this
No, I
is
get what
what
you're
I
saying,
think.
but it's not being pumped up though. I mean, all these
No,
things are
Busta's
legit.
Busta. We know that. But
Yeah,
it's
let's
all
do
about
shit.
Busta's Busta, but it's all about what you play, right? And this
Right.
is what I'll say right here on this microphone. I know a whole bunch of people be listening to what we're saying. If Busta does do this with Eminem, I predict he's gonna go soft on him. They have relationships together. He's not gonna go there to beat Eminem. He's not. Just like what somebody in this chat says, they wanted to see it happen so the M could get exposed. They're not gonna allow Eminem to sit here and get exposed. And the fact that Busta is the name mentioned, I feel like the fight's fixed.
Dr. Dre is involved, Mike.
Dr. Dre is involved.
Who did you say the most powerful person in hip hop was?
Dr. Dre. And you know what? Just like how we said that he is Jimmy Iovine's most valuable asset, who is Dr. Dre's most valuable asset? He ain't
Correct.
going down. This fight is fixed. Busta's not gonna hit him with all kind of heat. You're gonna hear all them songs that you're gonna be like, man, why did Busta play this?
Busta can't really afford to do that.
It's Eminem. He can. Because people think Eminem's the GOAT anyway. Or at least the media does.
White media?
Yes, white-owned media does.
Oh, white-owned media. Yeah, we ain't talking about them. Don't nobody be thinking about them?
But I'm just
nobody
saying.
Think about them?
I think Busta will play to that audience. I'm sorry. Listen, I hope Busta proves me wrong and goes out there and really bring the heat. But I fear that if he does do this versus with Eminem, he's going to go light on him, man.
Mike, you want to know what? If everything remains raw, doesn't get played, then I will agree with that. Like something like that. Get what I'm saying? If you don't play some of those records, then we going to have a problem. Yeah. Because he got that. He got some of everything. That's why he's a problem.
Yeah.
And
he got
so
some
what,
of everything.
So what
I think I was listening to the Annie Up remix. I'm like, what does M play after this?
He got some of everything. He's a problem.
Yeah.
It's not even about the MC that he is. It's because, how about this, Mike? You want to talk about versatility? There you go. This guy does everything well and at a high level.
Especially on a performance level.
Mike, specifically. That's why I said, Mike, before we got into any rap stuff, I brought up his personality and charisma because this is live.
I mean, just even with his catalog of music, I don't even think he's able to throw this fight, really. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I'm saying, Mike, he can't do that. That's what I'm saying. The way his catalog is designed, it's
he's
like,
going to have to really work to throw this.
You'd have to work the throw, and we would see it, and you can't afford that because of how we feel about you. Like, he is somebody in this community that has his credibility intact the way that it was when he stepped in. Not a lot of guys can say that. He's not about to play with his credibility this late. Not for Dre, not for him.
Because, you know, like you said, if we don't hear everything remains raw, that's a problem. You should just roll out the red carpet. You will move a target. I got you open like supermarkets.
Yo, there's only 5 years left.
Why niggas are scared to death? They breathe their last breath. Yeah, listen.
My life goes on.
So, all right. Let's play devil's advocate here. Let's just say Eminem does say yes to it. Well, Eminem, if Dre put Eminem out there, Eminem's already said yes, right? Yes, and Busta cannot not say yes at this point because he's already said so much about verses. So, if this happens, hypothetically, what Eminem songs are you bringing to a versus if you're Eminem?
Mike, I believe we had a show where we asked Eminem fans to list some songs, and they did a really, really good job of giving us and throwing us some bangers. But here's the problem. All those songs that they named, and that's what I was saying, is like, well, is that going to resonate in this format the way some of this stuff is about to resonate? Because, Mike, when Woo-Ha come on, it's going down.
What do you play to respond to Woo-Ha?
Huh? That's what I'm saying. Like that's what I mean about Busta's personality and character, is that Busta's personality and character is live and on record, and he has classic records like that. Woo-Ha, Mike. Even if he wants to tone it down and go with "It's a Party" by Sade, that's what I'm talking about. Where it's like, no, you got places to go.
I don't think he's gonna play that, but he should.
He can. That's what I'm saying. He got stuff.
I think the Eminem response.
Scenario remixes. What is M gonna do with those verses? Specifically, those 2 verses. Flavor in Your Ear Scenario remix. Don't nobody got nothing for that.
Terminator 2 says, Mike D, do a mock. Y'all don't want me to pick 20 Eminem songs. Speaking of which, we're gonna do our mock verses with rap roundtable. That got moved to next Monday, so it's not gonna be this Friday. So that's gonna be next Monday. We'll keep y'all updated on that too. But okay, you said Woo-Ha. I'm thinking I would respond if I'm Eminem with the real Slim Shady. Is that?
It's very problematic, Mike.
But I'm just saying. I mean, obviously Woo-Ha is the better record, but sonically, I think that, stage side by side, that would be a response.
See, but that's what I'm saying. There's so many things he has to come up with responses for. Put your hands where my eyes can see.
Woo! No. Now there's no response for that.
Mike, give me some more.
Hit you with no delay into what you saying, yo. Selling with the 9 milli, what the dilly, yo.
This might be
Have you
his
seen when
seminal
he does
record.
that when he gets real low and then gets real high and then what if
Mike,
he
one of the
does like
beautiful
the scenario verse or something?
Well, Mike, one of the beautiful things about that record, and here's the Buster, the great MC and lyricist on that record, is that his flow and delivery is intact. But Mike, lyrically and bar wise, he picked the rhyme cadence and he took it for 16 bars on both verses. Do you know how hard that is? Mike, you used to rhyme. You do know how hard that is. This guy's great. Like some of his greatness gets understated on records like Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Can See, where he literally takes a flow pattern and style and can carry it and make it hot to you.
All the Eminem fans in the room, tell us what Eminem songs he should play in the verses. I see a bunch of songs for Busta popping up. I see Purple Pills here.
Give it to me.
Hi, my name is.
I know what you want. What's it gonna be? What does he have for those? Those are epic bangers, Mike. Those are high level bangers. Busta Rhymes got Janet Jackson and Mariah Carey to sing hooks on rap songs.
I like Tear the Roof Off too.
I love Tear the Roof Off, Mike. The show might start with Tear the Roof Off. That's getting played inherently.
Dangerous. Like you said, the first album he could go woo-ha, song with Janae, Everything Remains Raw. Boom.
Mike,
that's
Ill
3
Vibe with
records.
Q-Tip is classic.
Ill Vibe with Q-Tip is classic, but he's probably not gonna go there. You know, one of my favorite songs on the coming is Abandoned Ship.
Niggas talk shit, then abandon shit. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I see Criminal. I see The Way I Am. I see Infinite. Oh, that's not happening. Come on, guys. Scary Movie. I love that record, but that's not happening. Till I Collapse. Cleaning My Closet. Guilty Conscience. Role Model. Soldier. Patiently Waiting. Those are good ones.
Ooh, Mike, Patiently Waiting.
Patiently, because you know if M does this, 50's coming.
Nice play.
Yeah.
Nice
I like Patiently Waiting. That's a good one.
And the other one, Mike, the one that you like more, Don't Push Me.
I like Don't Push Me.
Mm-hmm. That's him and Lloyd Banks and 50. They all got busy on that.
These are my ideas. Yeah.
It's my sweat and tears.
I think that's the better verse, honestly. I mean, I like that song much more than Patiently Waiting.
It's the better verse in terms of passion. The Patiently Waiting verse is more intricately written.
Yeah.
On Patiently Waiting, the Don't Push Me verse is his passion as an MC. That's why you like it more, because you rarely hear him passionate like that.
He's going to have to go dead wrong. These are good answers, guys. We got Renegade. We got Dead Wrong. What was another one I saw?
No, this is Heat. This is Heat.
Obviously forgot about Dre.
This is all Heat. All these records, almost like 90% of these records are Heat, so he's got stuff.
The Way I Am, Guilty Conscience. I think Guilty Conscience, the subject matter of it, unless he brings Dr. Dre out or something, I don't know how well it'll play in today's time, man. He said a lot of crazy stuff on there.
Dre better not come out for Eminem when I didn't see him come out for Snoop Dogg. That better not happen. We're gonna have a whole show about that if that happens.
I mean, you know that's
I ain't trying to hear that shit.
I think him and Eminem have more of a working relationship than him and Snoop do.
Mike, specifically his relationship to Dr. Dre being the most powerful person in hip hop, like you say. Do you know where that started, Mike? It started with this song called Deep Cover, this album called The Chronic, and this other album that came after it called Doggy Style. Who's the author of those albums? So he better not bring Eminem. He better not come out on stage with Eminem when Snoop Dogg went solo mission and he didn't pop up and all the records you produced was getting played. No. We're gonna say something.
I mean, let's keep it all the way a buck. And they covered this in no. They covered this in the Suge Knight documentary too. Dr. Dre kind of left Snoop Dogg high and dry for Dogfather. He did. He came back around, but you know, he never left Eminem. He's been working with Eminem from the beginning to even now. Like, they've never had a point where, you know, Dre wasn't working with Eminem. So I think they have a closer working relationship. And Snoop has been able to branch out, you know, sometimes just by total circumstance and work with other people. And we still have not gotten Snoop and Dr. Dre back together to work on a Snoop effort, have we?
Imagine on the blue carpet treatment featuring
No,
D'Angelo.
I mean a whole album.
That'll never happen again. They made Doggy Style.
Why?
Because they made Doggy Style. What do you need to do?
Cool.
Doggy Style, Mike, what do you want?
No. I just want I don't want them to make Doggy Style. Snoop makes music. We see Dre in the studio all the time.
No, I don't want to see it again because they can't do that again.
They don't
So like,
have to. You're one of those people. If you can't match the zenith, you don't want to see it at all.
Mike,
I heard somebody on the radio. I
beat
think
up twice already. They did it twice.
I
They
think
made the Chronic in doggy style in back-to-back years, Mike. No, I don't. I don't care. Like that's enough because that doesn't happen ever.
that's fine. I mean, again, I don't want
You
it
hear
to
a whole
be that.
project of Dr. Dre and Snoop? Like, really, you want to hear Dre and Snoop for a whole project?
Sure, why not?
Listen to Doggy Style in the Chronic.
I mean, a new one, because Snoop is still making music. If both of those guys retired, yes. But I'm not expecting, Snoop and Dre collaboration in their 50s to be what Doggy Style and the Chronic was. All I'm saying, Coop, if
They
he's
can't
still,
do that,
no,
Mike.
all I'm saying, Coop, is if he's still producing Eminem albums, why are we still getting Snoop albums? So,
No,
with
that's a
that
valid
being
question.
said,
No, that's a valid question. But
yeah,
hold on. I
he's
don't
still
think
producing for Eminem.
but he's producing tracks for Eminem. He's not doing Eminem's whole album. That's
He's
what I'm saying.
executive producing these albums.
You want Dr. Dre to executive produce a Snoop Dogg album.
Why not? He's doing it for Eminem.
Mike, because if he does that, it is going to be the largest pressure and expectations in the history of hip hop because they made the Chronic and Doggy Style. That's
So
why
what
it's
you're
not-
saying is there are no expectations for Eminem's efforts.
Mike, did Dr. Dre create anything comparable with Eminem that resembles the Chronic or Doggy Style? Even resembles.
Well, you know my answer to that, but
Right. So that would be where that lies. It's much easier and less pressure to do a project with Eminem every time he rolls out, no matter how big he is, because it doesn't speak to the culture that he comes from the way the Chronic and Doggy Style does. Like about how great those albums are. I knew after Doggy Style, I was like, this shit ain't never happening again. Like when you started hearing all this stuff, I was like, oh, this never happening again.
LP
Never.
says because Dr. Dre gets paid off of Eminem, and that could be a thing too, because Eminem's technically his artist still, or partner, however they work that out, and Snoop's not. So maybe that's what it
The verse
is.
on Forever is pretty dope too. I was just thinking about that.
What's that?
The verse on Forever, Eminem's verse.
Yeah, I think DeCarlo brought that up earlier, but what kills that is the scenario verse. If we want to go there.
Oh no, I didn't say he was winning, Mike. I'm just throwing stuff out. Like, but hold on, some of the stuff they named: The Way I Am, Guilty Conscience, Dead Wrong, Till I Collapse, Cleaning Out My Closet, Renegade, Forever, Lose Yourself. No, this is all.
It's all it's all legitimate stuff.
It's legit. This is legit playlist stuff. That's
Is
what I'm saying.
is it greatest MC all time stuff? No.
Forgot about Dre. Like, no, he's got stuff like how many records is that? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Sound like about 10.
Yeah, like we about halfway there on his list, Mike. I mean, he's got stuff.
Well, I think it's gonna happen. Because
Rapid Run, Mike. Like he should. How about this? His rappity rapping ass and how everybody be getting on him about rapping too much. Well, you want to know this time where he rapping too much, but it's like fire. Rapid Run, Mike.
Well,
He should do Rapid Run if you want to get in that zone. That's because Rapid Run's the type of track you can do against somebody about Busta, about the type of stuff Busta's about to throw at you.
Well, speaking of Rapid Run and speaking of Eminem and that era of Eminem, I was reading our comments when we were talking about who was the best rapper alive for each year or whatever. And you were fighting for Scarface and I was fighting for Eminem in 2002. Somebody brought up the notion that Eminem put out 8 Mile in that year too. Rabbit Run, Lose Yourself. And yeah, I got to give it to M, man. 2002 was Eminem.
Mike, I refuse to do a list where we're naming the greatest MC from 1985 on. We get to 2002, and at no point Scarface and Cool G Rap is on the list, but Eminem is finding himself on the list. I'm not doing that shit. Y'all can do that if you want to. Like, you can do it if you want to. I'm not doing that.
Are you doing that because it's Eminem specifically?
Scarface made The Fix in 2002, and it's Scarface.
I understand that, and The Fix is strong. I like The Fix more than...
The Fix is better than both of those projects put together.
The Fix is better than the Eminem Show. Maybe not, but it is. It is. But you gotta admit,
great of a soundtrack. It's got some records, but it's uneven.
2002 is probably Eminem's greatest year. In my opinion, he made his best album. He made his most notable piece of work in 8 Mile. I mean, people still judge his legacy on the character of B-Rabbit, like they actually saw him out there battling people.
I don't know how we got to a place where we are talking about the greatest MC of the year in 2002, and you are the one defending Eminem.
I'm trying to be balanced here,
No, I appreciate the balance. Face Mob.
I'm not mad at that. Again, I fought for Eminem on that, and you know, I wanted to reiterate some of the things that we actually, well, not reiterate, but bring up some of the things that we left out in that conversation. 8 Mile was a very big movie. The Eminem Show was a very huge album, and honestly, I think his most quality piece of work from beginning to end. And again, Lose Yourself is his best song. Run Rabbit Run, one of his better songs. So 2002 was it was the Eminem year. It set up that next year that we gave to 50 Cent, did it not?
Scarface got 5 mics.
He did. And in my personal opinion, I think it was the well, nah, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy might have been the last legit 5 mics that the Source gave, but
They got
I,
5 mics?
yeah.
I've been stopped checking by the time.
But yeah, people stopped checking about 2010. But in that era, yeah, the Fix might have been the last, you know, real legit
5 mic album. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's legit 5 mic album. Yeah.
Okay, well, we're gonna leave it there. We're gonna see what happens in this versus thing. But I mean, I'm making a prediction that that's probably gonna happen because there's nobody else out there for either artist, and they've been pumping Busta up, rightfully so, for the past year. Now people understand that yeah, Busta is a threat in that way, and everybody knows about Eminem and what he is and what he brings to the table. They just got to set a date at this point.
Right. As soon as Dr. Dre said something, I was like, so this is happening. He's the most powerful person in hip hop. Like you said, as soon as he said something, I'm like, so this is happening officially now.
You know the interesting part about that too?
But that's good for Aftermath, Mike. You understand? That's good for Aftermath.
That's good for Aftermath. Everything that's going on with the Super Bowl, they need this. And like I said before, they needed to hear it from Dre because if Eminem went out there and said it, people don't care about it as much as if Dre said it. We need.
Again, you're making a relationship between Eminem and the person that you're calling the most powerful person in hip hop. So of course it's not going to resonate the same. He's the most powerful person in hip hop. Eminem is not.
You know the interesting part about that too is the fact that he meaning Dr. Dre, Snoop and them was saying that he just wasn't interested in verses or anything like that. At least that's what they told Puffy. When Puff was trying to do a verses with Dre, and Dre was like,
that was Dr. Dre's way of being nice and saying,
you're not on my
level. You don't want the smoke. You don't want this kind of smoke. This is the Up in Smoke tour. Up on your ass. You don't want the smoke.
I'm going to say it like this, man. I think I've said it before. There's nobody that wants a versus with Dr. Dre. Period.
Mike, you don't want to be on stage. Mike, you don't want to be on stage and have to deal with what's about to come through the speakers.
Nah.
Because your shit not gonna hit like that.
Nah.
And this is live.
He can play. He can run a handicap on somebody and be like, "Look, I'm just gonna use shit from '88 to '94."
Mike, he can beat you with that though, because he's got 2 NWA albums, a DOC album, and the Chronic and Doggy Style. He can beat you with that. Like he can beat you right there.
I was just listening to the DOC
like the formula,
album.
And it's funky enough off the DOC's album today.
I was just listening to DOC's album like yesterday.
Well, it's not, Mike. That's crazy. I was listening to DOC's album last week.
Yeah, I was listening to it yesterday, actually. It's hard, man. I mean, the production is so... Well, I mean, I'm working on a project.
Funky enough. Yeah.
I'm working on a project where I'm doing a lot of research, right? And I don't want to give away the project. But so much of this scene that I'm doing research about comes from NWA. Whether it comes from Ren, whether it comes from the DOC, whether it sonically comes from Dre, it's just phenomenal to think of all of the things that spun off from this individual group. You know what I mean?
Right. Now also keep in mind too, DOC from Texas, if memory serves.
He is. Yeah. But I'm just talking about the stuff that he made, like, you know what I'm saying, with those guys and what markets were gravitating towards what NWA was doing. I mean, I know we were strongly influenced by the West Coast out here.
I was about to say, Mike, so I'm going to tell you what NWA really did. Because, Mike, I know what you're researching, and I've been there multiple times, and it's not the type of place that you really like to be, much like Compton, Mike. And so there goes your connection.
It's struggle connections, right?
It's a struggle connection. For people who were fans of NWA when NWA come out, if you will go to certain hoods that are not on the West Coast, that are in the South, you can see who loves NWA. But, Mike, when you go to those areas, you're going to find out that it's comparable And that's where the relationship is built inherently from people that you don't know through music. Because even though NWA is talking that way about what's going on in LA, that area that you're researching, oh Mike, oh I know, I got family from that. Oh, the same shit going on.
And
You feel me?
honestly, I think it begins and ends with the production too, which goes